When we're live,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I try to mix all those words together. Welcome back to the AM2 Contest of Speed Championship. We are here for round 4. It is your host BK joining me in the booth once again. I've got Sweens. Sweens, how you doing tonight, man?
hey, I'm just hanging in there. It's round 4. I'm ready to look at some racing, man.
Ready to look at some racing? We are taking to the streets of Barcelona. You had a race here yesterday. How did that go for yourself? How was the AM3 showing?
Hey, it was all right. I ended up being on a wet strategy and didn't work out too well on the dry track. Surprisingly. But it was all right. It was okay. I had fun. Uh I'm excited to see what we're getting into tonight, right? Salt winning the previous race, going into round 4. What do you think, some of his thoughts are coming on tonight's race?
He is definitely taken the challenge to uh, our former champion of the power rankings, Jamin, who had looked hot out of the gates. But yeah, he's looking rather spicy these last few weeks in the Ferrari, winning 2 back-to-back races, the only one to do it so far in AM2. We'll see if we'll get a fresh winner tonight, or we have someone repeating once again.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to it. Right now I'm on cart and I'm seeing him wrangle this McLaren around. See what do you think some of these times were looking like?
Honestly, I have absolutely no inclination as to what kind of times we're gonna see. Aren't they around like the 15, 16s around this track? Not sure, but
We will
as you
see.
said, we're
We will
gonna
see.
jump on board with Mail Carton, who is gonna take us around our first lap of Barcelona, going into turn 1 here. Tricky section to get the traction down as you turn the wheel, trying to get the throttle down while having some steering input. Never gonna be easy. He makes easy work of it this time, trying to hang on to the inside line as he powers into the next braking zone. Late on the brakes for this one. Oh, a little bit too much curb there. Could have lost a tenth or two with that line. Now hard on the brakes once again. We're going a full 180 back on the power up the hill. We do have a over under prediction for the pole time in the chat. If you want to get some channel points or risk your channel points to win some channel points, get your predictions in. Looks like 6K is on there already as Orlando is about to set our first flying lap of the session. Got red arrow shortly there behind him. And what's it going to be for the McLaren driver coming across the line with our first lap? It seems like Mailcarn tends to be the first one to set a lap most weeks. So this is our benchmark. And it is a 112. Oh, I was way off. Red arrow going to be the next one across the line. And he goes to 113.6, and Chubb just ahead of him, 113.5. Got a couple more cars coming across the line here. Who can we catch? Potentially DK Nortec, as well as a Haas coming in behind. DK Nortec sets a 113.5 on the mediums. Cam Tizzle, 113.6, and a heavy Chalice up to P2 for the Ferraris, and 113.3. Still no one getting too close to Mel Carton's benchmark so far.
Absolutely, just flying. But it is the first round of let those tires scrub on the track, and I definitely think that's gonna. Yep, there it is. We have a 112 flat from Spanini.
112 flat from Spanini. who has been quite strong in qualifying. Let's see who could be one of the other main contenders today. As we mentioned, Some Good Salt, the current championship leader for AM2 after last week's race win back to back. He's coming across the line now, and it's a 114 on his first attempt. Could potentially have saved up the battery for this flyer. Let's jump on board with the Ferrari driver as he attacks these Barcelona Catalunya circuit. Prediction is done already. Oh, that's awesome. Spanini just absolutely smashing it with a 112.0, and Jamin going up to third with a 8/10 off of his margin.
Yeah, man, it's
Right
gonna
now.
be very interesting to see. I would say Spain is definitely a technical track for sure.
Yeah,
There's a lot of elevation changes, and that car can get swirly in some of the parts of these track. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, can definitely get a little bit dicey around some corners. Um, what I find Spain has been the trickiest for me at least, is tire management. You really have to work to keep the tires at a good temperature, or else they get above that temperature and it's really easy to start sliding worse and worse, and it just kind of compounds on itself after that. So especially through a lot of the high speed corners, like you said, it's a technical track, but there is a lot of high speed here where it's going to load those tires quite a bit. And Some Good Salt coming across the line now, he jumps up to P3. So Spanini with an absolute flyer of a lap. Remember, Mail Carton was sitting there himself on the first lap, but Spanini eclipsing it by over half a second. Pablo Plays has left the session. That is a driver that we have yet to mention. He is sitting in fifth right now, but making his debut for the season. Pablo raced in AM3 last season. Missed a few races to start it out, but he is now returned. Hopefully, it will get him back in the session here. All right, sorry, just fixing my chat. Wi-Fi crashed, went bad quickly. Uh-oh. Hopefully your teammate then can put in a solid lap with you potentially not being able to rejoin with that internet issue. Oh, there he is. He's welcome back. Welcome back. Nice work, Sweens, getting our man Pablo back in the session, and
Yep.
we're watching his teammate now, Bandu. What do you think Bandu's gonna do this week? He's a popular man in the AM2 uh, crowd.
Yeah, man. I wish him, to execute. You know what I mean? It all comes down to executing, long term, and especially at Spain. It's a lot of very tricky spots as we were talking about earlier. But I hope the best, and I think he's in a good spot.
Yeah, Bandu coming around the final corner now. 110, 111, looking like a pretty decent time. The 113.3 sees him into the top 10 for now. Nice and solid, and I believe Mail Carton ended up going out for another lap and improving slightly. He's only 3/10 behind Sfanini now, still in the pits.
I see he is approaching lap 4 on those softs. I'm gonna see how well those hold up here. As
Oh,
I'm talking, it looks like he has spun.
Mail Carton finding the wrong way around to the track, gets his car going the right way, and jumps into the pits.
Like the retro version of Catalunya.
Just adding a chicane. Not sure Orlando is pushing right now. He is just eclipsing 113 on his lap. Could potentially be looking for a push lap this time, depending on his fuel level. It looks like he will be. So let's stay on board with McLaren here as we keep our eyes out for anyone else on outlaps. I think Jamin is about to start an outlap as well, so we'll catch both of these guys.
Yeah. Maxing out at what, 208, 209 miles per hour there. Coming after, turn 2 into turn 3. Keeping that pretty tight there. Coming out a little wide.
A little lockup
I think he's
maybe.
Yeah, I think he's cooking right now. I think he's cooking.
Let's see. What we can see here as he comes through sector 2. This is one of the trickier corners on the track to get right. Really easy to lose the back end here.
He
And he
comes into
is
turn 10, 11, and 12. See how he chains this together here.
he's up 2/10 right now, so that would put him into contention for the top 5, and he invalidates. Oh no! It's all out the
Oh,
window.
you hate to see it. You hate to see that. You hate to see that.
What could we see though from Jamin, who hasn't invalidated on their lap? They're coming around the final corners where Orlando just exceeded track limits enough, and Jamin comes across the line. Oh, it's enough for P3 with a 1:12.5.
Incredible.
We got 8 minutes left in qualifying. Now about halfway through. Is this Benini that's on a lap? No, that he's just about to start one. Let's stay on board with our pole sitter here in the Red Bull, having a decent outing last week, finally scoring some good points. He's been in the mix just about every week, so trying to establish himself at the top of the order once again in qualifying. Oh, right out to the edge there of the grass, using all that track limit. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Is he continuing to push? I believe he is. Jamin getting a tow from DK. Oh, good eye, Red Devil. Spanini
Yes. Yep.
improving a little bit, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like he's chaining these turns together very well. See how he takes the last two here.
Pretty much flat out in this generation of F1 cars in this game. Looks like a pretty quick time. Oh, he extends the track limits, doesn't get the invalidation, but it's not an improvement. He was really looking for it on that last corner. I'm not sure how he didn't invalidate that one, to be honest. Looks like Mailcarn could potentially be improving on their lap time. Let's see the split coming across Sector 2, opening up the DRS now. What's up, Speedy? What's up, Potty? And he's marginally away from his benchmark, just a tenth away now. 6.5 minutes remaining. Potentially catch Pablo out here on. Hello, test. I think
Hear
my
you.
audio just disappeared again. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
I was about to say I was wondering what happened there.
I think we're back. If someone in the chat can confirm, they can hear me, Sweens, and the game. We see Pablo coming across the line now. Ooh, he's improved 2/10, up 1:12.8. Yeah, yes. Sorry about that. I think I kicked my USB hub and didn't like that. Oh, should learn know better.
I think Tino is setting up for a heater right now. Around these last two turns, setting up his lap. I think he's
Yeah,
out of gas.
I think T-Nail
Yeah, he's out of
did just set
gas.
a lap there invalid currently, but
He's in fifth.
they did set a really good lap, only a tenth off of Spanini there with that lap. This is the reserve driver that we saw last week in the fight for the win, looking competitive yet again this week.
Approaching the 4 minute mark. Looks like we got maybe one more round of go outs here. And what do you think in these lap times will finalize? Do you think Spanini has it with the 112 fat, or do you think we'll see a 11?
We're gonna dip into the 11s. I don't know. Should we ask the chat? What do we think, ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Are we gonna see a 1 minute 11 lap time for the poll tonight, or has Spanini done enough with that attempt? But quite a few cars in the 12s, 7 cars in the 1 minute 12s. So it's up for grabs. But like you said, Spanini just looking like he's got that margin in qualifying.
I want to say that was set very early too in the qualifying.
Yeah, he's jumped on that time pretty quick. Wonder if he will be able to find anything else. Surely with the track improving. Red Arrow coming across the line now. He is just starting a lap. Let's stay on board with the Mercedes, looking to set their final run in qualifying, I assume. Unless they've fueled up. It's hard
Red
to
Arrow
tell.
approaching turn 4 here. Let's see how he chains these next 5 turns together. Goes into turn 4. Gets on the gas. Into turn 5. This is a very tricky turn here.
And while you're watching Red Arrow there, it looks like Bandu had a mistake in the final turn, and he's out of qualifying now. Currently sitting 9th. We'll see if that time will hold there. Let's
This
go.
Red
Arrow
Arrow
says,
DRS.
yeah. DRS open now. What's it going to be? His split. Oh, he's just hanging on to his best lap time, and DB the best also making a mistake on their final run, going into sector 2. Oh, Red Arrow just having to wait a little bit more than he would like for that throttle. Oh no! He
Oh,
dives
into
into
the
the
pit.
pits.
Wow.
I think Mail Carton may be out of fuel. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're taking a different route. Damon on the outlap. Lando appears to be on a flyer. Potentially. Just some insight from the pit lane. We're hearing Red Devil saying Bandu pinned it into the wall on the pit entry. That is not what you want to see for the Bandu fan club.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate to hear that.
Orlando going to be one of the first cars here on his final attempt. He's done 5 laps in qualifying. He must fuel up quite a bit and just continually turn them over. Cross the line. Here he comes. He does not improve this time, but could have another go at it if he has enough fuel. Stay on board with Damon.
Damon
Looks,
looks like
yeah,
he just purpled the second sector here. He chains up these last 5 turns. Let's see how he ends up here.
the Williams driver, Jamin, looking to reclaim that championship lead this week. And he jumps up to P3. Wow, it is tight. These guys really must be pushing
Incredible.
just for those final tenths because not much between them now. Some good salt. TNL and Spanini yet to start their laps. Spanini, believe, just beginning his lap. Let's get on board with the pole sitter now. And we will keep tabs on the rest in the top 5. With the last 30 seconds of qualifying to go, this is going to be Spanini's final attempt. He's coming up to sector 1 now. Let's see what his split is. Will he be improving this early in the lap? He's just about matched his time so far. It was good news for the man sitting on pole, but will he need an improvement to keep his position? Ooh, a little bumpy through
Absolutely
there.
flying. Absolutely flying.
A few cars qualifying complete already. Heavy Chalice, Red Arrow, DK Nortex, and Fragley are done. The rest of the cars are attempting to set laps. Looks like Jamin has pulled it into the pits. He may not have made it for his last attempt. Pablo Plays jumps into third on his return back. And Spanini is done as well.
Pablo plays. Very, very nice. Last
Yeah,
second, P3. Wow.
really well done there from Pablo to sneak up into P3. T-Nell is going to be the next one to challenge Spanini's benchmark. Could we see someone from outside of the top 5 sneaking a pole here? Some good salt sitting P6 right now, but it's T-Nell coming across the line. It looks to be a pretty quick
Will
lap.
be enough.
Oh, does
It
not improve
is.
this time.
Oh my goodness. It is. Or is
Oh,
it the same? Is it the same?
some good
Is he still?
salt. I think he's on a good lap right now. He might be able to challenge Tinel or Spanini with this one. Oh, not quite
Oh,
enough. Oh my goodness. That is so tight there. But Spanini manages to hold on with his banker lap from earlier. He is the man on pole tonight in Spain. Wow, that is crazy tight. 3/10 between the top five, top six. Wow.
over 10. I want to say 10 or more people in the 112s there. It's going to be a very exhilarating race here.
Yeah, there are 10 drivers in the 112s tonight, and wow, that top six, not even 3/10 separating them.
Incredible.
We're in for a doozy tonight, folks. As we mentioned, some good salt. Spanini taking the pole position tonight with T-Nell on this first row with him. Pablo plays P3, Jamin P4, some good salt P5, Mail Carton P6, DB the best P7, and Lando P8, Cam Tizzle P9, and Heavy Chalice P10. That is your top 10 in qualifying. We'll be right back to get the race underway. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 4 of AM2. We are here for the Contest Speed Championship. Got Red Bull on pole position tonight. Mercedes of T-Nell starting alongside Spanini. Any predictions from the chat or from you, sir, Mr. Sweens in the booth? What do you think is going to happen tonight? We had a lot of close drivers in the top six. It's anybody's game.
As we approach the lights out,
Now, here we go.
it's like a
Spanini getting away
pretty
decent
clean
there.
start here. Yeah.
Oh boy, we're all going to turn
Oh,
one.
we're
Looks
going
like
three
three
wide.
wide.
We're going three wide into turn one. Okay.
Oh boy.
You
Looks
know,
like
right
pretty
on the
clean
back
through
of
there.
Panini there.
Jamin managing to get up a position. And he's jumped ahead of Pablo there. So far, so good. Oh, kick Sauber
Oh,
and a McLaren making a bit
yep,
of contact. That's DB the best
yep.
and Orlando, it looked like. Orlando getting ahead. Mail Carton also getting ahead of the V carb.
Elbows completely out. These opening laps here. Round 4, we are racing.
Hell yeah, all out. Once the lights go out, these guys put it all on the line. Oh, we've got potentially an overtake here. Mail Carton looking on the inside of Jamin. Oh, he's gonna have the move done.
And
He
he
does have
makes
the
it
shorter
stick.
run.
He makes it stick. Wow.
Jamin gonna fight it back on the inside through these last few corners. Little bobble there, and that's gonna allow Mail Carton to get through. McLaren's looking rather racy to start this race. And speaking of racy, we've got Mercedes right on the back of a Red
Will
Bull.
he make the move? Will he make the move into turn 1?
Don't think so. DRS has been enabled this go around though. They're slowly breaking away from the pack, and I just noticed that SimHub is open. I'm gonna close that right quick. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Let's get some tires up for everyone to see what we're working with. Everybody except for Bandut, Fregley on the softs, and Coscarwin on the hards. Everybody's on the mediums. It seems to be the popular tire of choice. Now we're gonna see the Mercedes with their first chance with DRS. A little too far back for this short dose, but we have a longer straight coming up ahead. Potentially
You know,
Orlando.
oh, and Spanini gets a little rear end
Oh,
spin there.
top two now, wheel
You
to
know,
wheel.
makes the position. Will he make it stick around?
Uh, he makes it stick, but he does give up the DRS to Spanini coming down the straight, and Spanini may be struggling right now with that tire temperature, like I was mentioning, and that's going to give the lead to Mail Carton. But Mail Carton conserving a bit more battery, and Spanini back in the lead. Jamin on the inside of the Mercedes of T-Nell. Oh, so close there, but they managed to get through clean. So Spanini still your leader going through lap 3 here. Seems to be a bit of a break after the Ferrari of Heavy Chalice, but the top 10 all within DRS as it stands.
They are quick. Only one mistake away from giving up this lead here. Will Spanini execute through these turns here? Let's see what Mail Carton does in this DRS zone.
We got a great view from the Mercedes of T-Nell. Looking at Mail Carton. Mail Carton isn't one to shy away from a move. He will try it. Doesn't try it on this occasion. He's going to wait till he gets the DRS
I
down
think
the
he
main
is
straight.
setting it up though. I think he is setting it up though through this next DRS zone. I think he will make the move.
Starting lap 4, Spanini managing to hold on the lead now, not without a bit of a fight from those behind him, but this is his biggest moment of pressure yet. He's got Mail Carton conserving a bit of battery. He's actually not going to go for it this time. Mail Carton says, you know
Oh,
what? I'm happy in
same
second for now. I'm
character.
not under pressure.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly that. It's an early race, only lap 4 here as they approach turn 4. Let's see what happens.
And look at that. All those cars beautifully within DRS of one another. All the way down to P15. That's amazing.
It's a beautiful race. It's a beautiful start to the race.
Beautiful start to the race. Some clean action from AM2. You wouldn't expect anything less. These guys really love to race each other hard, but they do it fair as well.
Absolutely. As Mail Carton gets a little back end, then will Tino capitalize on it?
And Red Devil pointing out something must have happened to Salt. He's dropped down a few positions from the beginning. Maybe this track just not suiting his style as much. I know I'm one that it's just not a huge fan of driving this track. I'm so bad here. But some people quite enjoy it. But as Red Devil mentioned, some good Salt down 7 positions from the start. Something must have happened. He is just outside of DRS of those ahead of him. Van Doot and Heavy Chalice.
And
And we've
Mail
got
Carton makes the move into turn 1. Will he make it stick? Spanini right on the tail of the McLaren going into turn 4. Let's see what happens.
nicely done there, Sweens. I just switched over as you called that out. Mail Carton up 5 positions from the start. Showing T-Nell and Spanini the way now. Oh, Salt is missing his right end plate. Good eye there from Red Devil in the crowd. Oh, what the heck? Mail Carton going off track. Looked like something exploded there. I need to clip that so everybody can see what I just saw. It looked like the ground blew up beneath him.
Very tricky turn. Very tricky turn. As Spanini locks up his front left.
Oh no, this is going to put them side by side with T-Nell once again.
Tino capitalizing on it. Let's see what happens here into turn 13.
Trying to go the long way around. He loses a bit of traction, and that's going to give the position back to Spanini. But Spanini, 8 tenths off of Mail Carton here. Only a tenth behind a T-Nell. He is going to be under pressure. Both
Tino
cars with
draining that
DRS.
battery.
Yeah, it's a drag race down the straight, and T-Nell wants it a bit more right now. He's going to take the lead in that particular battle. Not the lead of the race. He's still got one more car to catch. Let's take a look at that replay of Mail Carton going just a bit wide, and you can see underneath the car, it's the ground. Oh, we got a penalty for some good salt right here. He goes off the track. Boom. What the heck exploded beneath his car there? That is wild. Never seen that. Oh, speaking of
Mail
penalties.
Carton. Oh, that is brutal. That is a brutal time penalty there
Oh
on lap
no.
6 for Mail Carton.
We
Tino
saw
is,
him
yeah.
going off track and a lap ago.
And Jamin is not letting go of that position. Will he make it stick against Spanini coming around the last 2 turns? Who will have the DRS to make into turn 1?
Oh, this isn't. Oh, off the track goes Jamin. They're fighting tooth and nail for that third spot here. And that's going to actually open up a bit of a gap. Leave Jamin vulnerable here. He does not have DRS. Spanini does. He's looking on the inside, and he makes the move. Is it going to open up the door for yet another car? Yes, it does.
Oh,
Orlando goes
wow.
through as well.
That's gotta be frustrating right there.
Definitely just slowly losing touch with the battle ahead. As we mentioned, Spanini is unfortunately 1.1 behind for his sake. And for everybody else's sake in the chat, we want to see some close fights and cars close together, but it may just turn this into T now managing the race, try not to get
Absolutely.
penalties.
Absolutely. And as we approach lap 7 or lap 7 on the tires here, tire degradation, what do you think? And how many laps do you think these guys will go in without pitting for, you know what I mean?
I think it's still quite early for all the medium runners to come in, for sure. We still got quite a few laps, I'd say. I don't know what the deg is like around here. I haven't done any laps on this track, so
Yeah, I've noticed it definitely is left leaning. Um front left and front the bottom right or bottom left and front left definitely go out a lot quicker than the rights. I've at least from my experience on the track.
yeah. Jamin getting the move done on Mailcarton, but Mailcarton getting a fantastic run on the exit. Jamin's forced to try to
Damon
go the
and
wrong way around.
Orlando. Ooh, and DB capitalizes there. Will he make it 2?
Will he make it two? He's going to have the inside line potentially. If he can stay with Jamin. Oh, he just can't. Just not enough to send the move into the next turn. But he's sticking with him. And like we said, that more he battles, the further away Jamin's going to drift away from the DRS. Spanini managing to catch back up to the DRS in front of him. So he's still in the fight for the win.
Absolutely. And it's very early. Lap 8. There's a lot of racing to go. It's going to be very interesting to see how these drivers, execute with the tire wear going down by the lap. So,
Exactly. Beautiful helicopter cam in Barcelona. We're watching the battle for fourth currently. DB the best getting ahead of Jamin.
I think Jamin's going to make the move here into turn 1.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
both cars blinking, trying to save some ERS so they can have a bit of energy for later on in the lap. We've got our third
Drag race.
penalty. And our first car pitting. T Nell loses the position to Spanini as well. Must have been a mistake there for T Nell. They've dropped back 1.5 and Jamin has caught up the DRS now. So could this be a lifeline for the rest of the pack to join back into the fight? Let's take a look back a little further back in this DRS train. We've got Cam Tizzle and Pablo Plays just nose to tail right now at the back of this DRS train. Two drivers who have one combined race between the two of them this season. So interesting to see those two fighting well, doing well in the top 10 and hanging on the back of a driver with a caliber such as Orlando. Well done to those guys. See if they can make any inroads in this DRS train. When you're that far back, what are you thinking, Sweens? You're in a DRS train. Oh, speaking of in a DRS train, Jamin falls out of that with a spin, and the Williams
Oh my
drops
goodness.
back to just ahead of his teammate in eighth.
Goes to show you how tricky turn 10 is getting on the gas there into 11 and 12.
Just a
The car
little,
can lose the traction very quickly rotating that car.
just a little too much throttle, and you're right. That is a tricky turn, and that's going to invite Spanini to be on his own now with Mailcar. And I don't think that. Well,
And
Jamin was chasing him
Orlando
down.
and Orlando and DB are fighting it out for 4th here, going
Yeah,
wheel to wheel into turn 1 and 2.
and
Will
as
DB
are the
make a
Haas
move?
and DB.
And Cam Tizzle coming out of nowhere, overtaking the kick.
Oh, nicely done there for the Haas, getting the move done on the kick. Oh, Pablo taking a bit of a look, but he jumps back in. Let's take a look at that replay. Nice battle between these cars. Like we said, they are fighting for fourth right now. They're on the fringe of the podium, and with Milcard having that 3 second, this could be for a podium position later on in the race.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Will Cam Tizzle make the move on the DRS zone?
on this
He's setting
occasion.
it up. He's setting it up. I think he's setting it up for the second DRS zone.
It's gonna get spicy as we fly out of the final corner and down the DRS straight. Coast Garwin picking up another 3-second penalty. Let's jump up to the battle for the lead. Mailcarn still in first, but that is about to change, I think. Spanini pulls out to the right
He
with the
makes
DRS
the
open.
move,
And let's jump back to the battle behind because Cam Tizzle is
and
jumped
Chisel
into
makes it.
fourth. Oh no, and Jamin picking up a 10-second penalty as they pulled into the pits there. Looks like
Brutal.
they're going for their pit stop.
Nell,
Oh, we
DNF.
got out!
Oh my goodness.
T Nell is out. Oh, it looked to be
Tragedy. Turn two.
turn two, a tragedy, and we have our first safety car of the race. This will really spice things up. This is a good time to come in the pits for most of those on the mediums. And T Nell, oh no, the reserve driver who did so well last week in the Alpine, stepping in the Merc tonight and was looking really competitive once again, and it all has come undone. Uh, they were in the lead at one point, had a little bit of a mistake, drop back. We're still in the fight though up until lap 11, and now we have our first safety car.
Yeah, and I think it was from my experience, turn one, you can definitely get a snap of oversteer, and it can definitely throw and unstable the car into the side there in the gravel. So it's very hard to see, but we'll see how these guys pit. And I would think one would think would be hards
Yeah,
would be the
I
decision here.
I think the few that started on the hards are groaning right now because they know this is a long stint to the end of the
Yep.
race for the mediums. But uh, those who started on the mediums, they are absolutely happy days now, and we see just about everybody pulling in the pits. Mel Carton, Spanini, Cam Tizzle, all the way down to Some Good Salt, and that is going to bring Some Good Salt back into the race. He has a broken wing to 10-2, and worse with that, he has a double stack to 10-2. They're going to repair that wing as quick as they can. We're back on track for the Ferrari. So Spanini leads the race. Looks like Gerwin has stayed out. Oh, we got cars approaching the safety car quickly. Tire. Gerwin on those hards since the beginning, and everybody else has pitted except for him.
Like we have the majority on hards, got a few on mediums. It looks like the only one on softs is Jamin. I think he might be going for our fastest lap here.
I think in the case of Jamin, oh, why do we have position changes under safety car? I think in the case of Jamin, they had a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits prior to the safety car coming out. Um, and his choice now is to go on the soft to clear that time penalty without using the tire that he wants to use. And then this lap he will pit to be on a good tire till the end. So I believe we'll see the Williams driver come in once again here.
Oh, okay. Interesting strategy here. That
Yeah, we see Williams coming in the pits. Fortunately, does not take another speeding in the pit lane penalty. That would have been just the worst. So that's going to drop him to the back, but he is clear of penalties. He's on the fresh hards, and the world is his oyster. Let's see what he can do from
do it.
15th on the grid. 20 laps to go.
Definitely a lot of time to definitely make some moves, and it'll be interesting to see him move through the field.
Absolutely. See, interestingly enough, um, with uh, with a DNF of TNL, that moves Cam Tizzle provisionally into a position of P2. those with penalties ahead. Um, Obviously Garwin, sorry, he's still got a pit, but Mail Carton with that 3-second penalty, it's gonna be spicy. We got safety car coming in this lap. Spanini's gonna slow the field right down, and it is on his call.
can only imagine the adrenaline. Going into lap 14, right after the safety car. Cost is on 12 lap old parts.
It looks like Spanini made a huge mistake there, actually,
What
on the
happened?
restart, and he has dropped the position. He was leading the restart, and he tried to get on the throttle, had a bit of wheel spin, and that gave the position to Mail Carton down the main straight. So a huge error
Wow.
there.
Wow.
We've got a replay of what we saw. I had my mic muted while I was watching that, but let's pull that replay up. Yeah, you see there, he tried to got off the track, and Mail Carton jumps ahead for the restart and leads the field away on lap 14.
Cam
Crazy
Tizzle
scenes
and
here.
yeah, absolutely. Cam Tizzle and DB are wheel to wheel racing here, going through these turns. Looks like
Yeah.
for now DB has ceded the position, but we'll see here coming into these last 5 turns.
Oh, Garwin really not having a good time with the traction right now, and that could be why Cam is under so much pressure from the car behind, because he's having to navigate a slower car ahead, struggling with the grip right now, and he just doesn't want to trip over him too much and make a mistake.
We'll both have the DRS train, and I think they might make the move because I don't think Haas will have DRS here.
No DRS until next lap, so it'll all be up to how much ERS they want to use at this point. I think Cam has decided
Right.
that he does not want to spend any more time
Oh,
behind this Aston
he is
Martin. DB
making
the
the
best
move.
is maybe following. Oh, it's really close.
Or
A little bit of
a little bit
contact
of contact.
potentially.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
and a
DB!
little bit of that snap of oversteer. Wow.
DB fortunate to be still traveling forward on the racetrack right now. That car ahead, the Aston Martin of Gerwin, really a little bit longer braking zone compared to those on the fresher tires, so caught the kick off guard, unfortunately.
One thing I have noticed after the safety car, there has been some time spread out throughout through these racers on the track here. Like everyone is kind of in their own space right now.
Yeah, we're watching the battle for third on track at the moment. Cam Tizzle is leading this train. Mail Carton is leading the race with a 3-second penalty. Spanini within DRS now as we start lap 16. Jump on board with McLaren. Spanini is too far back, but let's just see how much he can close from 8 tenths back down the straight with DRS.
The
Oh, just
DRS
about
train is
2 tenths,
long.
3 tenths this time.
Like Orlando makes that move pretty easily there into turn one.
I think Chubb had a bit of a moment on the final corner. He's spun around, but he's got the car back going. Looks to be no damage, so yeah, all is well. No safety cars. Cam in the Haas, leading the DRS train. He's got about 3 seconds ahead, but he's more focused on those behind at the moment. He wants to keep those behind. And we've got Chubb again having a bit of a moment. Oh no, and that has cost him his wing this time. The star's really spicy, not having it.
This DRS training. Oh, as Haas back end spins out there around turn 13, we'll make the move into the DRS. Will be heavy chalice on the Aston Martin. It will.
Yeah, DB the best trying to make up some positions after he lost out as well. He's looking
And
to
he
the
is not giving
inside.
that up on the inside into turn 1. Will he make the move stick? And Heavy Chalice will not let it go.
Oh, DB the best manages to get away his head of the Ferrari.
Oh,
And this is
wow.
a lot of cars all over the place here, flying
Lap
in the.
17, we are racing, yes.
These guys all pushing on. Oh, DK looking real racy now on the back of Heavy Chalice. Heavy Chalice having a fantastic race in the Ferrari. Uh, just sneakily in P6 here. Oh no, Chubb Tucker has decided to call it quits in the pits. We saw him spinning out a few times there. And it's the end of his night, unfortunately. DB the best. Just outside of DRS of Orlando right now. Spanini just inside DRS. He's about 4 tenths away from the current leader. He's not close enough on this occasion to make a move. Cam is holding off Orlando, keeping him at bay. And those two are trying to keep DB the best from re-entering DRS and inviting all those cars back into the battle. They'd rather just fight between the two of them for the final podium spot.
Right, right. Orlando right on the back of Cam Tizzle. Be very interesting to see how they chain up 7 and 8 here, going up the hill.
Very important corners, not necessarily to make an overtake, but I find that this next straight really helps you set up the move on the main straight where you have
Absolutely.
the long DRS. But oh, Cam, a little
Oh,
bit of
and
a
we
long
have
cup.
wow. Drifted that thing into turn 10 there.
Oh, and just that little mistake has cost him the provisional podium position. He's still within the fight, and it's invited DB the best into it as well. See if we can get a replay as we go down the main straight, looking at Cam locking up at the end of the DRS straight, but he's going to fight back and try to reclaim that position, and he does.
Wow.
Van Dude finding his way up to sixth. He has fought his way back up into sixth in this race. Fantastic showing for the V carb there. He's holding off a massive pack of cars, all looking to jump into the top six with him. He's just 1.6 back from the top five. Can he close in that gap with those fighting so hard ahead? He just needs to keep ahead of the Ferraris and the Williams of DK Nortec.
He be the best trying to make a move out of turn 10, going off the track a little bit.
Ooh. Looking for any way around Orlando now. He's wants to be the one to attack Cam Tizzle for the podium position.
And that snap right there of oversteer. Wow.
Wow.
Still have DRS. Could make up a little bit of time if he drains battery, which it looks like he is. Orlando right on the back of Cam Tizzle going into turn 2. Will he set up something into turn 4?
Some good salt making his way up in the P8. Jumps ahead of his teammate there in the fight just behind for P6. Just see there, Bandu and the rest of them chasing down this group. There's battles everywhere. These guys just honestly maintaining the gaps that they've set apart. Cam Tizzle drifting away from the leaders, but the rest of them have stayed quite close. But you have to really give it to Spanini and Mailcarton here, setting the pace tonight. Mailcarton with the one penalty extra. Oh, and we have a car that has spun out. I believe that's Jamin. Oh no, the Williams. Man, I believe he's in P2 in the championship. His wing is gone. He is in P13. That is just a miserable night for the Williams driver. And speaking of miserable nights for Williams driver, DK Nortec lagging out of the session in P7. Hopefully we can get him back in here. Sweens, would you mind sending that man an invite? His ghost is getting passed by a Ferrari. Oh no, cut this man some slack. Some good salt. Up to P7 now. Does have that penalty to deal with, but has recovered a little bit here. But the two winners that we've had so far in Season 14 Contest Speed AM2 are kind of down and out right now, Sweens. We've got some good salt fighting back up to P7 with a 3-second time penalty, but he is nowhere near what we have used to seen him in the last 2 weeks. And could we have a fresh winner? We've got a bit of a fight up ahead. Let's check that. Oh, DB the best. Little bit of a sharp angle into the corner. Had to slow down more than he anticipated to allow the McLaren some space. But well done for them to get through there cleanly. And here we go again. Cam Tizzle driving all the way to the right to break the toe. Let's look on board from the kick driver. Oh, Cam Tizzle, it's going to have to give some space. But
Oh, it
Orlando
looks like
goes a
they're
bit deep.
3 wide for a
And they're
second.
3
You'll have
wide
to
for a
put
moment.
one. Yeah.
Oh, you could put them underneath a blanket.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Lightning bolt through turn 4. Who will be on the gas first? Into turn 5 and chain up 7 and 8 up the hill for the
Beautiful.
DRS.
DB the best. I can't believe Cam got through that in the lead. DB the best in P4, now in Orlando in P5. Brilliant racing from these guys. Let's take a look at the replay again quickly. You could see how close they were coming out of turn 2 and turn 3. Cam Tizzle looking to the inside of the McLaren there and manages to make that stick to keep P3 after all that fighting into turn 1. 3 wide in all. Sweens, could you send DK one more invite, please?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Spanini holding off Milcart now. I wonder how many warnings is he sitting on? Is he just managing, or is he having to push to keep the McLaren behind and not incur another penalty? DK's back in. Oh, DB the best. Cam Tizzle round 2. Cam Tizzle on the inside yet again. Oh, and he manages to get that position. These guys want that podium right now. Is this the battle for driver of the day that we're seeing?
Absolutely. They are not giving up an inch here. Let me see how they execute on the last 10 laps.
Driver of the day and a podium is at stake. You heard it here first. Catch a bit more of that battle with Cam and DB the best. Just brilliant racing from the two of them.
I think he might make the move on the outside. And he goes in, locks up the front left. Gets on the gas well there. I think he will have the DRS and will make the move into turn 1.
Let's look from the rear wing of Cam Tizzle. Going down the main straight. He doesn't have the DRS. It's just a Ferrari power unit and a dream. And that dream may be fading. Or can he fight it off into turn 2?
And Pizzle takes the inside line. They are wheel to wheel into turn 2. Oh my goodness. Into turn 3. The high speed right into 4. What will happen? Will Cam
Oh
Tizzle
my
seize the
god.
position?
And looks like they're still fighting it.
DB is.
Oh
Oh,
no!
and we have contact. And we have contact. Whoa.
Oh no, it ends in tears for the two drivers there. Oh, that fighting was just so beautiful and right on the edge until it went one step too far. And you can see that right here with an instant replay. We have a safety car as well. This might spice things up with just over 11 laps to go. Provisionally, McLaren are sitting P2, P3 right now. Some good salt also benefiting massively from that fight. He was just closing in on those two, fighting so hard, and all those drivers jumping up. We can that replay is still playing. My bad. I'm gonna take a gander at it myself here. We see, oh, and there's the contact there. Yeah, too bad for those drivers.
Panini on the mediums. Good choice.
Spanini on the mediums, so we gotta get the tires up here. Just when we thought we may see a green flag till the end. Two drivers just giving each other.
I think Orlando chooses to stay out with the hards on 13 laps.
Orlando with a bold strategy, Cotton. Yeah, I don't know how they both survived that. They both had damage. They're both gonna drop back with their pit stops, I'm assuming. Cam is on the softs. DB the best on the softs as well. Those guys who were sitting P3, P4 down to P5 and P9 respectively. Did Cam manage to get his wing repaired? Because he seems to not have been as hurt by that. He's still sitting at a net P3 with the penalties around him. Didn't take damage somehow, says he. Wow, that's insane. Well, get back, get locked in here, sir. You're giving giving us such a good battle, so hopefully no more contact like that for everyone's sake. Stewards involved as well. They don't like to see that. But Orlando, with the bold strategy, stayed out. And he's on the 13 lap all hards. And it's a McLaren sandwich for the top three. Spanini in the middle. Let's take a look at what probably brought out the safety car one more time. You can see it was a brilliant battle between the kick and the Haas of Cam Tizzle coming through sector one, wheel to wheel for nearly an entire sector for several laps in a row. And just a bit too far. Oh man, it's so unfortunate for both of them who were racing so clean up until that point. And we've got Orlando actually choosing to pit late. But I wonder if he did that because of Mailcarton pitting himself or what the play was there. But Smanini's back into the lead. Red Arrow sneakily up into P5 there as well. He's got a penalty. This would be a good time to go look at the penalties, wouldn't you think, Sweens?
Absolutely. Looks like we have 5 people with penalties here, and over half of them are top 5. So we're going to see how that plays out here with Cam Tizzle and Heavy Chalice, Pablo, and DB could be in play here. See who has the fastest jump out of this out of the gate. It looks like it's turning into a sprint race now, with the safety car coming in. Hopefully, in the next lap or two, we will have
Yep.
some racing here. We will have some DRS zones. Who will capitalize? It's going to be a very interesting ending here. I can already feel it.
Yep. Could be a spicy finish from the Catalunya, and we have a safety car going in at the end of this lap. Yeah, could be anyone's game. Everybody's sitting on 3 seconds of penalties who has a penalty. And the tires are looking as such. Spanini, Mailcarton, and some good salt on the fresh mediums. Got Cam and Red Arrow on the softs. Man, Cam is looking really good right now with the tires he's got. I don't know how good they're gonna be till the end, but no one with he's a lead car on softs without a penalty, so he's in a good spot right now. Let's get ready to go green
Bernini
again.
takes off. No tomfoolery this time around.
Mailcarton looking
Elkhart
racy.
going right away. Right away. Oh, okay. Looks like he's staying back. Staying back.
The best defense is offense is Mailcarton's mantra right now. Oh, and he is looking offensive. He is looking really racy. Taking to
Elkhart,
the
will he make
inside
the
now.
move? Not yet. Not yet. He is setting up something, though. What will it be?
Time will tell. Got Jamin who's managed to get another lifeline as well in P12. We'll see how much ground he can make up with 6 laps to go in the Spanish Grand Prix here. Round 4 of the contest of speed. If you like the action that you're seeing tonight, your first time joining us, use exclamation point Discord in the chat. You can get a Discord invite, join our server, and do some racing with us. We got Red Arrow with another 3-second penalty, so that's his second of the night. The only driver on 6 seconds. Oh, who was that going off? Was that Some Good Salt or Cam Tizzle? Just going a little wide on the track, a little deep.
I'm not sure, but I think we will have DRS here. No, or is it
Here,
next lap?
DRS
Oh,
is enabled now, so it will be
this lap.
available for
This
them
lap.
on the next lap. DB the best actually setting the fast lap in P7, and it looks like everybody's managed to stay clean through that first lap. We're all still in a DRS train. Any mistake is going to cost massively. Orlando making a move on Garwin.
Everybody within a second from each other. That is something to see here, despite the penalties on track.
DB the best on the softs. Heavy Chalice on the mediums on the inside. Is he going to have the grip to
Oh my
go
goodness.
all the way around the outside? Yes,
Oh
he
my
is.
goodness.
And
Going
DB the
into
best
turn
up
6. Wow.
into P6.
Fantastic racing from both of them right there. That's a very tricky by itself, and I can only imagine, wheel to wheel through those turns.
Yeah, it's good to see DB the best having a little bit of redemption there, making up a position. He's only 1 second behind Cam Tizzle now, so those two looking to revive the battle that they were having for so long up until the safety car. And yeah, those guys are looking really good still for potential podiums in this race with those drivers ahead with penalties still. Spanini setting the fast lap, Cam setting the fast lap, DB setting the fast lap.
Wow.
It's all unfolding now. DB sitting in P6, but he is close enough to claim a podium with a clean finish to his race. No more penalties for him. He could see himself jump up onto the podium tonight, as well as Cam Tizzle.
Absolutely. We're having some great racing here into these turns. Coming into the last moments of these races, man, I can only imagine the adrenaline they all have right now, especially the top 5 to 7.
Yeah, I can't imagine what Spanini is thinking now as well. As he's in the lead, he doesn't have a penalty, but he's under massive pressure from two drivers behind, both with penalties. You, as much as you want to stay in the lead, it's doesn't want to take any risk at this point to jeopardize what could be a sure win.
Absolutely. And DB is on a tear. I believe he just had an overtake on turn 6, which is a very, very short part to,
Yep.
overtake. But let's see how he strings together these last few turns. Will he make a move into turn 1 against Cam Tizzle with the DRS? He does have a bit of battery, so we'll see what happens here.
Now we're on track with the top 5 right now. You can see all in the same picture. Melkarn pulling to the inside, potentially defensively, but that's going to leave the door open. Or is it? Spanini manages to defend. Everybody in the same positions as they were. Let's jump on board with DB the best now, who has a fantastic view of the 4 drivers
I was about
ahead.
to say, I was just about to say the view from DB is unbelievable right now. He is in striking position. Will he make the move now, or will he make the move at the end? See here.
It's too early to tell. We've got 2 drivers in the top 5 with penalties. The 2 you're looking at now, the one we're on board with and the house ahead, are provisionally on the podium, barring anything crazy happening in these last 4 laps, which I'm not saying can't happen. We've seen crazy things happen before. What are we in for tonight? Spanini is going to lead this pack of drivers away, and it looks like these guys are the class of the field tonight with a 2.5-second gap to Pablo behind, who has done fantastic on their return to contest and speed, but just doesn't have the juice to keep up with the top dogs tonight. Let's jump on board because we see Male Carton taking the lead of the race from Spanini. He has to relinquish the lead at this point, but provisionally
Oh, he goes
does have
wide.
the
He goes
lead.
wide.
Or Male Carton goes wide. That opens up the door for Some Good Salt. The Ferrari is going to try to pull
And they
alongside.
are wheel to
Oh,
wheel. And Some Good Salt seeds to Male Carton for the moment. And Cam Tizzle sneaks in there. Will he make the move in turn 5? Oh
these
my goodness.
drivers so close together right
Put it
now,
all on
and
the line here.
everything's on the
And
line. DB the best, looking to the inside of the Ferrari of Some Good Salt. Oh, they fight it back. Cam Tizzle is going to get the run now. Everybody's gonna have DRS on each other.
And Spanini gets a 3-second
Oh
penalty.
no! Crucially, Spanini with a 3-second penalty, and that puts the win up for anybody up to grabs tonight. Is anybody else gonna get a penalty? Red Bull driver, unfortunately, picking up a penalty. At, uh, any time is not a good time to pick up a penalty, but that time especially. DB
Absolutely,
the
DB the
best. Now your
best.
net
Looks like
leader.
he is draining his battery. He is trying to get as close as he can to some good salt here to maybe set up a move.
And let's remind everybody of earlier of that battle between Cam Tizzle and DB the best. Could this be the battle that we see tonight for the win? We've got 2
Oh my
laps to
goodness.
go.
Oh my goodness.
It is
Lightning
on
speed
the
through
line
turn
here.
4. Oh my goodness. See what happens. Turn 5, 6, 7. DB is
Cam
on the outside.
Oh, DB the best. It's just ahead right now. It's like from the back of some good salt. Looks like DB the best is going to hold that position. The top 5 still within your picture right now, and we are about to start the
Cam
final
Tizzle.
lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Final lap. Cam Tizzle, 97% battery. Will he drain it here on the first DRS zone to get
Has
the overtake on DB Best?
It's
We will
all come
see.
down to this. Who has the
Absolutely.
ERS at this point? Spanini doesn't have the DRS. Mailcarton does. Some Good Salt does. So does DB, and so does Cam. We are on the final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. What an electric race this has been. Hoping for an electric finish. DB the best, holding off Cam Tizzle into turn 1 on this occasion.
DB the best right on the outside of some good salt. Will he make the overtake on the outside? It is
He's
looking like he's on the gas earlier. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, what a move. He's trying to gain a buffer in between him and Cam Tizzle so that he can just pull away in these final sections, and he's pulled it off. Is that the winning move of the
Critical
evening?
move. That is a critical move right there. That is a fantastic move. That is a very clean move too as well. Wow.
What
And a
a
very
move from
and a
DB the
very
best.
yeah, it's a very tricky part of the track and for him to get, on the gas right away.
Cam Tizzle looking racy on the back of the Ferrari, but he doesn't have enough track left. It looks like Mailcarton manages to hold off Spanini on track. These two both have penalties. But it is going to be the Kick Sauber DB the best who wins the race. What a comeback. And
Wow.
Cam Tizzle, P2. Nicely
Wow.
done, gentlemen. What a battle for those two. Just so fitting to see those guys finish 1-2 tonight. They put on the best show for us, and they get the best result. Congratulations, guys. And Milkarn rounding out that podium. Oh, with his penalty, just 700ths of a second away from keeping P2. But DB
They
the
put it
best.
all on the line there. They put it all on the line there, Cam Tizzle and DB, and wow, it's clean racing.
We've got the replay up once again. I haven't clipped anything just because this moment earlier tonight that happened between these two drivers, we're going to be able to talk to them about it. But these guys managed to recover from that and both finish 1-2 tonight. What a drive.
Fantastic result. Great, great driving all around. Very well executed throughout the race too. Fun watch.
You see this podium celebrations, McLaren, Kicksauber, and Haas. Oh, SimHub is open yet again. What was that? There is your top 10 for tonight. We have got DB the best winning after a couple weeks off the podium. He did well in his debut, but back at the top, Cam Tizzle P2, Mailcarton P3, Spanini P4, Some Good Salt P5, Bandu P6. Nice race for him. Orlando P7, DK P8, Ghost Carowin P9, Fragley P10, and that is your top 10 for this evening. Really well done to those gentlemen. What a race, what a spectacle. These AM2 guys always putting it on for us. So GG's in the chat for everyone. We will see you back for interviews. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the AM2 interview booth. Tonight we have joining us our P2 finisher, Cam Tizzle in the Haas, and our winner, DB the Best in the Kick Sauber. Welcome, gentlemen, to the booth. First off, we'll start with our winner, DB the Best. Congratulations, first of all. Quite the race you had there. Just first of all, we got to know about the battle between you and Cam Tizzle. It was neck and neck for lap after lap until the safety car happened, and then turns out you guys are the ones that are finishing on the top steps of the podium tonight. So just take us through a bit of your race with him.
I'm still trying to like think about what happened because that was just such a crazy race. I mean, me and Cam were all right next to each other for most of the race. I think he was right behind me for the first half of the race, and then we were just battling towards the end of the race. It was I just knew I needed to pass people as quick as possible because I didn't want the front guys to get away. I honestly had no idea that I was even battling for the win until the last lap when I got to third and saw that the front two guys both had penalties. I saw that second and third had penalties. I wasn't sure if first did or not. So I was like, all right, who am I battling here? So I knew I was battling with Cam and had to stay in front of him. And besides that, like I was just waiting until I got close enough to the front to see if those guys had penalties. But it ended up working out.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and like you said, the last lap safe or late safety car kind of gave you the opportunity to get the softs on and get back into the race. So it was brilliant to see you come back. Any questions from you, Sweens?
No questions, man. I'm just sitting back and I'm just, it was a very exhilarating, race to watch, especially those last, 6 laps there. You guys were definitely wheel to wheel at some. But yeah, man, great execution there on the track.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You were had some good form earlier on this season. Do you think you have what it takes to put a charge on for the championship this season? We have, like I said, I was talking about earlier. We have our third winner in 4 weeks, so could be anybody's game still.
Well, I'm definitely gonna make a push for it. I saw that Jamin, the points leader, spun earlier in the race. I'm not exactly sure where he finished, but I think I at least took some points out of his lead there. So I'm gonna try my best. There's a couple tracks in the middle of the season that are a little sketchy, especially Monaco. You just never know what's gonna happen at that track. But
Yep.
I'm I'm definitely going for it if I can.
Awesome, man. Well, great performance tonight. It's awesome to see you come back, like I said, and we'll see you next week. I think for Canada.
All right, thank you.
No problem, dude. Moving on now, we got Cam Tizzle finishing P2 tonight, just in the second race back. Cam, absolutely pleasure to talk to you in the booth. Talk us through your race a bit there. We heard a bit from DB about his battle with you. We want to hear from you. How was the battle?
Well, I guess I'll just start at the beginning of the race. I mean, the beginning of the race was, I mean, it was just pretty much a giant DRS train, but people just started spinning left and right. I mean, Tino who spawned. I don't know who else who spawned, but that gave us some free spots. And yeah, I mean, when it came to battling with like DB and Orlando or whatever, I mean, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. It was a fantastic battle. I was surprised I was able to hold on the way I was at times, not and stay ahead for majority of that battle in the mid race. And but I mean, I don't know if I'll send that crash into the stewards. I mean, I don't really race for like championships really anymore. I'm just here to have fun. That's all I really care for. I just care to have fun racing, and you know, whatever happens, happens. But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
man.
I mean, either way. I mean, props to DB. You know, and then I feel like the people that really kind of got like shafted out of a win was more just like Mel Carton and Spanini. Like they were top form of all race long. It was those guys that really deserved the win, but like that late safety car just really, it just killed the race. It killed them, especially with the penalties or whatever. But I mean, that's just the way racing is. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, props to like I said, DB again. It was a great battle and pleasure driving.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's good to see you back on the podium. Sweens, anything for Cam Tizzle finishing P2 tonight?
Yeah, man. When did you realize, like when you saw Spanini get that penalty, did adrenaline just that hit you?
It definitely hit immediately, but also like at least in the moments, I was like really kind of like set on at least just because in the moment thinking, like I'm not really worried, but I got people in front of me who got pens. I got the incident, which I technically, I mean, pending steward intervention could go my way, but it almost feels kind of scummy to me to even think of it like that because I mean it was a great drive from DB. He fought hard. It was clean driving, so I would hate to take that away from somebody, like, especially in that manner. Because I mean, I don't know, it just kind of kills the vibe a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, leave it out on track.
yeah, yeah, leave it out on track. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling or whatever. I might just leave it because I mean it was just that good of a battle. Though it's like, hey, respect regardless. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, either way, good stuff all around.
Awesome, guys. Well, great job to both of you tonight. Awesome race. I drove back like 7.5 hours, 8 hours today for the commentary, and it was well worth it. What a spectacle you guys put on. Thanks for everybody who watched. For those of you that are looking for more contest speed action, we got EU1 and AM1 tomorrow. EU1 will be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK, or no, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK, and then AM1 back in action at Spain, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Hope to see you there. If you're looking for more AM2, we'll be back in Canada next week, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. But for my co-commentator Sweens, our two podium finishers, well, three podium finishers, and two that joined us in the interview booth, Cam Tizzle, DB the Best, and Mail Carton. Have a good rest of your evening. We will catch you next time. Peace.